Good evening, students. Welcome back to the IAS initiative brought to you by Classic KAS and IAS Study Circle. First of all, even before we begin today's session, I want to wish you a very happy Sankranti from Classic Education Group. May all your dreams come true, and may all your ambitions come true this year. So that being said, let us continue with our economy session. Yesterday we had done GDP. We had begun with the gross domestic product. We understood so many concepts yesterday. Today let us have a continuation session of the previous session. That is, let us study gross domestic product part 2. Okay, let us move forward. So even before we move forward, let us have a quick recap of what we did yesterday, of what we studied yesterday. Let us have a very quick recap. Yesterday we understood what is gross domestic product, GDP. So we understood what is GDP, what is gross domestic product. Let me give you a small recap of what we studied yesterday. What is GDP? Let us consider this as India. This is our beautiful country, India. So whatever goods and services is produced in a financial year inside the domestic boundary of our country, is used to calculate the GDP. Let us take a better example. Students. Yes, let us take an example for GDP and let us understand what is GDP once again. So let us consider this to be our India. Okay, this is India. Let us consider this to be India. Let us take this as A, let us take this as B, and let us take this as C. So you may ask me, what is A, B and C? Let me tell you, A means Indian nationals. Indian nationals. This is our country, India. So whatever is produced by Indian nationals is used to calculate GDP, Indian nationals. What is B? B is a foreign national. Let us say is a Chinese person. B is a Chinese national. He is also residing in India and is taking part in production activity in India. So let us give it a better example. Let us say A. What is A? A is a car manufacturing industry. Let us say this is Tata Group. They are manufacturing Indigo cars. Okay, they are manufacturing Indigo cars. A is a manufacturing industry located within the geographical, located inside India, and they are manufacturing Tata Indigo cars. So what is B? B is a Chinese national. And he is located in India, and they are producing Chinese mobile handsets. For example, let us take Redmi. They are manufacturing Redmi mobile handsets. So what is GDP? GDP is the money value of final goods and services produced within a domestic territory during a financial year. So what comes under GDP? A, that is Indian nationals producing something. They are producing Tata Indigo cars, plus B. It is a Chinese national. They are producing Redmi mobile handsets. So this is GDP. A plus B is your GDP. So whatever is produced inside the domestic territory, inside the geography of India, is used to calculate your GDP. So it doesn't matter who is producing, whether an Indian is producing, whether a Chinese national is producing, whether Pakistani is producing, it doesn't matter. What matters is where it is produced. What matters is where it is produced, not Who is producing it? Anyone may produce it. An American national, an Australian national, anyone may produce it. It doesn't matter who is producing it. Even if an alien is residing inside the geography of India and that alien is producing spaceships, it will be included in the definition of GDP. This is GDP. Okay. Now, let us move back. So, what was GDP? Anything produced by anyone inside the geography of India will be used to calculate GDP. Now you might ask me, sir, why are we using what foreign nationals are producing in the calculation of GDP? You might ask me that. Okay, you might tell me that let us only calculate the income. Let us only calculate the income or production done by Indian nationals. Fine, let us do that. So what is A? A is an Indian national, is an Indian. A is an Indian national. B is a foreign national. This is India. We are residing in India now. Okay. Now let us add one more variable. Let us bring one more person, that is C. Who is C? C is an Indian national. C is an Indian national, okay, but he is not in India, he is outside India, he is in some other foreign country, and what he is doing? He is doing the production processes. Okay, let us say C. Who is C? C is Mr. Lakshmi Mittal. C is Mr. Lakshmi Mittal. And let us say he is in United Kingdom. What he is doing? He is producing what? He is having an steel industry. Mr. Lakshmi Mittal sir is having a steel industry in United Kingdom. But he is an Indian national. So, in gross national product, we are introducing a new term. Gross national product. GNP, in gross national product, the income earned by all the nationals of India. The income earned by all the nationals of India, no matter where they are residing, is used to calculate GNP. Let us say this is Australia. An Indian is here and he is running a hotel in Australia. Let us take Argentina. This person is an Indian citizen, Indian national. What he is doing? He is manufacturing football t-shirts in Argentina. Let us take one more example. Let us take Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there is an Indian, and what he is doing? He is manufacturing cricket bats. So, the income or the production done by Indians located in foreign countries is also included in the calculation of GNP. So now you might have understood the difference between GDP and GNP. Let us summarize the difference between GDP and GNP, students. Let us summarize. What is GNP? What is GDP? What is GNP? We are differentiating between these terms. GDP is the final money value of final goods and services produced in a domestic territory during a financial year. So anyone, even A, who was A? A is an Indian. Indian is producing something. Who was B? In our example, we took an example, right? B was a foreign national, was a Chinese person, a foreign national. So, GDP is equal to whatever is produced by an Indian plus a foreign national, a Chinese or Sri Lankan or Pakistan. During a financial year, the goods and services produced in a financial year is called as GDP. This is GDP, okay? Now, what is GNP? GNP, under GNP, whose production are we calculating? A, that is an Indian, whatever is being produced by an Indian, plus C, whatever is being produced by an Indian national, but where? Outside India. Even if an Indian is producing something in United Kingdom, is the income or is the production value, is the money value of the goods and services will be used to calculate GNP. Therefore, students, GNP is equal to A plus C. So I hope there should not be any confusion from now onwards between the difference, to understand the difference between GDP and GNP. Okay, fine. Now let us move forward. Now let us move forward and let us understand the definition of gross national product. Now, what is gross national product? What is gross national product? We have taken a beautiful example. We have understood it. Now let us read the definition of gross national product. GNP, it is the money value. Money value. We understood what is money value yesterday. Price into quantity is money value. Price into quantity is money value. Of what? Of final, not intermediate. Of final goods and services produced by whom? By nationals. Produced by nationals, Indians. No matter if that Indian is in India or that Indian is in USA or UK, no matter where, whatever is produced by an Indian national is being used to calculate your gross national product. So, gross national product during the financial year. So, I hope you have understood and you're very comfortable. Be comfortable with this definition, GDP and GNP. Let us move forward. We have understood the definition between GDP and GNP. There is one more concept called as 4 factors of production. 4 factors of production. Let us take an example. This is a very important concept. This is there in your NCERT, students. 4 factors of production. Let us say you are a businessman or you are a businesswoman. You want to produce something. You want to set up an industry. So what and all do you need to set up an industry? First of all, you need to have land. You need to have land. On that land, you will be setting up your industry, right? And for this land, you have to pay some rent, right? You will be paying some rent. So the factor, whatever, what is factors? Factors, you need to produce something. To produce a product, you need to set up an industry. To set up an industry, you need some factors. Land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. You need all these 4 things. So, first of all, you are a businesswoman or a businessman. You want to set up an industry. First thing you need is land. You will take land for rent or lease from someone, and for that you will be paying rent. You will be paying that rent, right? Okay. You've taken a land. You have constructed your industry. What do you need next? You need people to work for you, right? You need labor, you need laborers, you need people to work for you. So what will you pay to these people? You'll pay them wages. The salary, you'll be paying them wages or salary. Okay. Next, what do you need? You have the land, you are having people to work for you. You need capital. What is capital? Machineries. Machineries you need. You need huge machineries to manufacture cars. You need machineries to manufacture textiles. This is capital. So, capital, these machineries will be very costly. So, usually you will not be purchasing them. So, what you will be doing? You will be taking it as loan. You will be taking a loan from bank and you will purchase this capital. So, for this capital, you will be paying, the cost for this capital is interest. You will be paying the interest rate to the banks. Finally, you are having all these things. You are having all these things. To manage all these things, you need a manager, right? That manager is nothing but an entrepreneur. This manager is an entrepreneur. He will be managing all these things. And to this entrepreneur, for that manager, for doing this management activities, you will pay him profit. You will pay him some profit, right? So this is 4 factors of production. To produce anything, you will be needing these 4 factors of production. Okay. So this is the land. You will be needing land. You will be needing labor. You will be needing capital and entrepreneur. So dear students, thank you for listening to this class. We'll meet in the next